If someone told you you had a year left to live, what would you do? How would you want to suddenly spend your time? In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the 3 steps of this exercise that help you narrow down your focus to help give you more intention and more purpose in your life. Hi friends, my name is Bea. Welcome back to the channel. After years of delivering life-saving therapy to people that really needed to change their lives, I realized that therapists are kind of gatekeeping some of these incredible tools that have the potential to transform everybody's lives. You don't have to just use these if you're really struggling with something. So today I want to share with you something that actually my therapist asked me maybe 6 years ago now. And I remember I still think about it to this day. I'd recommend that you did this as a journaling exercise, but you can just do it as a thought experiment as well. So imagine you have had some really unfortunate news. You only have 1 year left to spend your life. It removes a lot of pressure from what we think we should be doing, but we can end up spending a lot of time and energy not actually doing the things that we want, which can leave us to feel really stuck and really confused. So imagine, what would you do if you suddenly were told you've only got 1 year left to live? I remember when my therapist asked me this question, I immediately kind of thought I would want to travel. I would want to rock climb. You can tell I'm not climbing anymore. I wanted to really push myself as an athlete and learn about myself, read books that I've been meaning to read. Whatever kind of instinctively comes up for you, there's no need to kind of overly question or think about what it is. And it's also not uncommon if doubt starts creeping into your mind immediately as well, because yeah, it would be great to travel for a year, but who's going to pay for it? Who's going to watch the kids while you're away? Who's going to feed your cat? So know that that is normal and that this is just a thought experiment. It might not be realistic that you can go and do all of these things, but just bear with me. Keep the experiment going because it's meant to be just that. And this will be different at different stages of life. If you ask me this question now, I would really want to kind of see what is possible for my physique in a year. If I want to do the best in bodybuilding that I can, what can I kind of do to achieve that if my time is limited to just 1 year? Okay, so hold that thought. What about if you just had 1 week left to live? What kind of things would you want to do then? And notice, does anything change? We might not be working, we might not be making money in these situations, but just as a thought experiment, where does your mind instinctively go when you shorten the amount of time that you have? It can help you get a lot of clarity because you can't travel quite as much. You can't do as many things, right? If you've only got 1 week. I was like, okay, where do I want to be? And it was Yosemite National Park. I wanted to go to the Mecca of climbing and live in a van, which I was really into at the time. And I wanted to work with some of the elite climbers there and just soak in that whole experience for a week, which isn't that long. So just notice what kind of things start coming up to you and how might they be important to you? How might you start to think, how can I bring elements of those into my life already at the moment? Okay, level 3. What would you do if you only had 1 day left to live? Where would you go? Who would you be with? I think ultimately it comes down, there aren't many options now if we really narrow things down to just 1 day. When I still answer this question, I want to be with a very close circle of people, my closest family, my partner, and my cat. Maybe those 4 people, and to be somewhere relaxing, somewhere in nature. It's still sunny. Hopefully we're by the beach. And just to enjoy their company. And what I found really interesting about this exercise is when you go through these levels and you shorten your time span, you begin to understand what would make life really important and what you value, what is important to you. Because to start with, when I had a year, I was thinking, personal development, I want to read books, I want to challenge myself. And then the shorter and shorter we get, suddenly I kind of think, oh, I just want to be with the people I love and be relaxed, I don't want to, if I've got a day left, I don't want to be grinding out. No, I just want to be enjoying the people around me and making the most out of that time. And what you can do with this experiment is start to think, here perhaps are your core values, are your core experiences that you should start to think about. How can you tailor your life to have more of these things in them? Are you happy with the relationships in your life? Do you feel close to people? If that is important to you, if that's what your one day was like as well, because that one day is kind of like your foundation level. If your one day maybe could actually happen, could you ring up those people and say, guys, need you here right now for a day? If that could all happen, then that starts to give you the possibilities of, could you make the week happen? And could you make the year happen? You can start to kind of zoom out and think about what kind of next steps you might need to take to find life satisfaction, to find your purpose through starting and noticing the shifts and differences in those things. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Life purpose can be really, really challenging to navigate. And a huge part of that can be learning to be authentic in who you are, because we can't just flip into these things automatically. If you're interested in authenticity, I've actually got another video, so you can go watch that one next and learn how to bring more of this authentic self into your daily life by showing up as the person you really want to be, not somebody else that we're kind of told to be. And I'll see you very soon.